are back with another video. How are y'all doing? The panel, two man, a lady is back, and this is great.
I think it's something about
Another video. How are y'all doing? Who got me playing in the back? Hold on 1 second. Do anybody got me playing in the back? Because it's like a sound and playing in the back. All right,
okay.
there we go.
Is it better?
It's better now. Okay. All right. So yeah, so we're back, you guys. Two Man and Lady is back. We're gonna definitely not going to hear any feedback, hopefully tonight. But I just got back from vacation and we went to Vegas. And so I was really thinking about should I, bring Two Man and Lady to a close, but Conscious was like, no. So we should continue it. But we'll do a poll about that later in the show. So let's start with you, Katie Talk 101. Introduce yourself.
Hello, chat, and what's up, YouTube? This is Katie Talk 101. You can hit up my channel for all the latest gossip in the YouTube streets, regular breaking news, and everything else above. If you're interested, make sure you go and follow me at Katie Talk 101.
Yes. Okay. And when you gonna release a new video, Katie?
Oh, I'm coming. Oh, I came with a couple the other day. You see the Kwame versus Tommy Sotomayor?
Okay, I need to see that.
Oh, you gotta see it.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that.
I broke it down and gave my little 2 cents.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Conscious. How you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Happy to be back. Happy you are back safe from Vegas. No fingers in your butt. No salacious one night stand. Just a clean vacation, honey. Amen.
Okay. Yeah, it was a clean vacation. Really, it'd be great to actually go back to Vegas because Vegas is really, lit. It's a really lit place, right? And I was drinking, I was dancing, and I'm out of my comfort zone because I really don't drink. So I'm like, oh, I drunk this big old thing of liquor with watermelon and 2 shots or whatever. And now I had some edibles. I haven't had edibles in forever, right?
You all that in Vegas?
I had edibles. You got edibles in Vegas, yes. They have one of the largest weed dispensary place in the country. Like you have to get a little ticket, you can go around, make a little tour, different type of weeds, different type of brownies, different type of candies. It's all there. And I had all of that in Vegas. The restaurants open 24 hours, the bars open up 24 hours. So it's really nice to experience that. So I had it was a lit time. And I was like, okay, because usually I'm a person that would love to be in my room, love to do my videos. But shout out to Key with the T. She was like, come out your room. We going out. So we went out and we had a good time. So we definitely need to do Vegas, you guys. It definitely was lit in Vegas.
So what was the mask to no mask ratio in Vegas?
It was no mask. It was I had 1 or 2 people with a mask on. It was completely no mask. Maybe some of the workers had on a mask, but it is so hot there, baby. That whatever is in the atmosphere, COVID can't survive it. That desert
with 19 about you.
Yes, because I'm telling you, it's that dry heat, and I didn't even have a haircut. So I was like, okay, I thought this barbershop, and the man there is the best looking man there ever. Okay. And the women there are good looking too, but I'm telling you, them barbers are there, but the haircuts there is like $45.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to get you right like me.
Okay.
Like
It was really good. So if we do like a live 2 Man and Lady, we should definitely do it in Vegas because Vegas is definitely there.
I'm down.
Oh, yes, I'm down for that.
Mask and all, I'm down.
Yes. And I took the vaccine, so I wasn't afraid of getting, anything.
But you're not afraid of turning into a carrot a year from now?
No, I'm not afraid of that. I get a checkup. We've been doing fine. My blood level's been fine. And I'm also on prep. So I get my blood checked on a regular because when you're on prep, they have to check and you have to do a blood test to make sure your levels are good. So I've been good. And I pray that we continue to be good. But it's a lot of people that took the vaccine. So I pray that nothing happened and stuff like that.
And you know what?
Go ahead. What you got to say? Because I know you said you want to check it.
Not much from now, when y'all go to get a checkup and find out that y'all got cockroach DNA, Don't say I didn't tell you so when it came to that vaccination.
Right. Let me tell you this though about the vaccine. Whether it's right or wrong, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sit here like, oh my gosh, what if 1 year from now? What is 5? I can't think like that because it's too late for me to reverse it. But I do know when I was a baby, I had got some vaccines, right? For the chicken pox, whatever. What did you get your baby? I don't know if some of y'all were y'all vaccinated when you was a child? Did you get the shots or did you get your child the shots, Katie?
Yes, I got both of my sons vaccinated because, I know I'm not in the situation where I can homeschool them. So most definitely I got my children vaccinated because if they didn't have them, they couldn't even go to school.
Right. So, and I'm still, still moving around, still shaking and moving around. And
For
still,
now.
For now, hopefully everything is, good. But let's get into somebody and let's get into Subway. Y'all saw the post that apparently the tuna sandwiches is not tuna. So they took the tuna to a lab, a sample of the sandwich to the lab, and they found out that it's not actually tuna. And so I was wondering, I'm like, what in the world are we eating? Because only thing I eat from like Subway is like a turkey sandwich or like a ham sandwich. I really don't play around with the tuna because I'm not a tuna fan. But how did that make you feel? Are you shocked that Subway allegedly not giving the girls tuna? That they giving them something else?
Can I speak on that, Wiley?
I want to know what you got to say about that. Like, were you shocked?
I really wasn't shocked because I know in the fast food industry, they'll give you anything. I heard that the meat at ground beef at Taco Bell is kangaroo. That's what I heard.
What?
Yes. But I remember just about 3 weeks ago, my coworker, it's a Subway right behind her. She went over there and got like a 12-inch tuna. And I was like, girl, you eat that tuna? I was like, I am so funny about when it comes to eating people tuna fish and stuff. It's kind of like how Black people feel about who made the potato salad. I'm like, I'm not just eating anybody tuna. I just can't eat anybody tuna. It didn't surprise me when I heard it was something else. But did they say what that something else was?
There are two conclusions. One is heavily processed that whatever we could pour out, we couldn't make it identification, or we got some and there's nothing there that's tuna. So they are there. They say they couldn't find the tuna. So I'm like, what the world are we eating? What are we consuming? So, Conscious, what do you have to say about this? Were you shocked? Do you eat the tuna sandwiches from Subway?
I'm a gay man. I've never eaten tuna in my life, okay?
You never ate tuna in your life?
I've never had tuna in my life,
I will tear it up.
I'm probably missing out on something. Maybe one day I'll just get me some real good fresh tuna. Just someday, maybe. But I'm not surprised. Because Subway has been through a plethora of bad publicity. First of all, they had a whole pedo as a mascot. Jared is in prison somewhere, okay, because he like tuna and he like him 14 years of age. Then, okay, you also have the issue of all these cockroach videos that then came out over the past 10 years of roaches running across Subways, counters. My particular theory is, y'all ready?
I'm here.
Okay, yeah. My particular theory is, girl, when people be getting what you call it when they have to sever one of your limbs,
amputate.
Yeah, like when they be taking the amputees' body parts and stuff, and y'all think they going to the infirmary, girl. They going right out to the Subway truck, loading up big time. The hospital sending all them body parts and oven roasting y'all somebody great grandmama's ankles and putting it on a Subway station, baby. Okay, okay, y'all eating all type of crispy elbows in the form of tuna sandwiches and stuff. So. The Illuminati is running all this. It's running all this, Wiley and Katie.
Well, this is the thing. This is why you should grow your own food. I was sitting at home and I grew around a lot of Muslims. My uncle was a Muslim. He was a follower of Farrakhan. And so one of the things that they were preaching, like, grow your own food. Stop going to these restaurants, to these fast food places because it's death food. So I was like, okay, but I still go out to a lot of these restaurants. I have not got over there. But I think once you detox from that, you will feel much better because you don't know what you're really consuming. Because a lot of times I was watching this video, this documentary of the airport food, and they were talking about they grow most of the plants and stuff in a lab. They don't do it in a farm because it's so fast. And I'm like, what in the world? So we consuming something that you make up in the lab instead of the farm. So you have to be very cautious on what you consume. And this is why we have high blood pressure, so many other type of diseases, is because it's not what it's what you consume in your mouth. Anytime you could take a McDonald bag and leave it in your home for a while and it still look fresh, that's a problem. Because I've seen people do that on social media where they just like, oh, I had this bag for like 3 years and look at it. It looked like it just came out of the fryer. That's not normal. Food it's supposed to, get spoiled. It's supposed to be different color. It's supposed to be the same color, but it's so much juices and processed and chemicals that you're using. And that's why today a lot of kids got so many type of the high blood pressure, diabetes, or whatever, because a lot of that stuff they consume from Subway, McDonald's are not good for it. It's just not. It tastes good, but it's messing up some of your organs in the inside.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even just with a little common sense, these fast food chains are supplying Americans alone with meat daily. How many fish, how many animals, how many pigs and cows do you think we're really producing at that rate to supply every grocery store chain, every Walmart chain, every fast food chain with beef, with chicken, and fish? It's impossible. Now, what's interesting about this is, what's the man's name? Bill Gates. You guys know that he now owns he's the fourth person to own the most land in America. He has brought up major farmland all across this country. And guess what Bill Gates believes in? Not only does he believe in depopulation, but he also is a stickler for GMO foods. So I believe that they're going to be rolling out tons of genetically altered foods because they have to substitute it. We're not killing enough animals for meat at the rate in which there's a demand on that meat within society. So all of these alternatives, they're going to be alternatives. They're going to be convenient. And like you said, Wiley, your organ is going to be bleeding out of your asshole in 2 years because you're digesting all of that genetically altered, unnatural crap. I mean, my weed is more authentic than the meat they're putting in your burgers in McDonald's and in your tuna on Subway. This actually came off of a bitch's head.
Okay.
What's in y'all meat was produced in a test tube. That's on period.
That's true.
So folks, be very cautious on what you consume and grow your own food. We need to get back to that. It is an amazing book. Thank you that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wrote How to Eat to Live. You need to read the book. And I think that if we get back to that and growing our own food and really it could be great. It'd be we'll be more healthy and less visits to the doctor. Because I'm telling y'all, having all this heartburn and cramps and all that rest, it's not healthy. So when I read the article from Subway, I was not shocked because a lot of these fast food places are cutting corners. They don't got time to wait for the farmers, or they're not willing to pay. So it's just cheaper. Let's just produce this in the lab. It's about cutting costs, and it's putting your health at risk because they're cutting these costs and cutting corners instead of saying, let's grow this. And if you're in a farming business, it take a time to grow food, to raise up the food, to grow these crops. But if you're in a fast food market, it's about profit. And it's about, if you can cut corners and save $1 billion, you're going to do that. And so I pray that and Subway's getting sued, by the way, and I want to see how this lawsuit going to play out, because if they're going to get something, I want to make sure I get added on to it so I can give me a check too.
Right.
Okay, so
Period.
we should definitely see how that's gonna operate. We got to go to our second topic here, and I definitely want to talk about this. And I'm not shocked, but let's talk about Nick Cannon. I think this is his seventh child. He got another woman pregnant. He just had, I believe, twins, right? If I'm not mistaken, he just had twins. Now another woman is pregnant by Nick Cannon. So Nick Cannon did this radio show interview many years ago, and it just resurfaced. And he said, "Listen, I don't have much time to live. You know, I got a blood clot in my lung, and this way." So I guess, and it's what he was saying is, "Listen, I only have one life to live. You know, I'm gonna do what I got to do." And one of the hosts was like, "Well, it'd be crazy if you live to 90 and you have all these kids." And I'm like, "Whoa!" But me personally, I don't see an issue with him having kids, a lot of kids, because you got to understand, our grandparents back in the day, they had 13, 14.
Look at how well that turned out.
And they didn't have any money like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, if you're a provider for your children, if you're going to be there, if you're going to treat them well and raise them right and be, I don't think it's a limit on how many kids you should have, because God gave you all that seed. If it was a limit, then he wouldn't have gave you all that seed. All that seed would not be there. And we have a lot of it. Some men got more than others. So it is what it is. So what do you have to say about this, Katie? Do you think that he needs to slow down with having all these kids?
Oh, most definitely. I think Nick needs to slow down, because even though he does have the money to raise them, does he have the time to spread himself thin between those different homes? It's one thing for, like, back in the day when, you know, our grandmothers and grandpas, you know, they had like 12, 13, 14 children, but it was all in one family. They probably had one or two kids somewhere up the road or something like that. But for the most part, all of those children that women had, it was by one man. But when one man have all these different households, how can you be a good father to all those kids? It's almost impossible. And I'm like, are all the kids going to be in one home? Are you going to work some out with all the kids' mothers? You got enough money, put them in a big mansion together so all of your children can know each other. You don't want your kids not to know each other, because they can meet up somewhere in the future and try to form a relationship and not even know they're siblings. I think it's very it's just it's a word I'm looking for, but you're not being responsible. You're being irresponsible with your seeds. You just spreading it around everywhere because you feel like you're about to leave. And then you got all these different kids by different women. And then, God forbid, you know, if you do pass away soon, it's going to be all these children without a father. I think it's selfish. I think it's sad. And for one thing, I think it's disgusting. Why are there so many women out here that's willing to take this Monday Night Raw? Just give it to me. Monday Night Raw. You know, come on now.
Go ahead, Conscious. Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you got to take it raw in order to make all these kids now. He ain't doing this, wrapping it up. You all know how kids are made now. Come on. It's kind of nasty if you just look at it.
Go ahead.
Conscious, what do you think?
I have to be honest. Monday Night Raw with Nick Cannon is a bit of a turn on. It is just a little bit of a turn on, just a little bit. But I have to piggyback off of what Katie says. The first thing I thought to my mind was, this is completely selfish. It's narcissistic. Unlike our grandparents, you're not having 50 billion kids with one woman under one roof, with one economy, with one ethic, with one moral system. You are creating households of children that are not only going to have to deal with having a high-valued father who has a lot of jobs and a lot of time he can spend away from his family. These women are not in committed relationships, which means that these kids are going to have stepfathers. They're going to have to learn between all these power dynamics of stepdads, moms, Nick Cannon. It's confusion, it's too much, and I'm damn sick of cis hetero folk thinking that the only job that there is to do is to pump them out. What about the quality of children's lifestyles? Too many children coming into this world at an expeditious rate. But the question is, what is the quality of the parenting? Because that's what creates whole, civil, successful adults. Okay, those children have to grow up in a society. And are any of these people, as homophobic and transphobic as they are they considering what would happen if they also gave birth to trans women? What would happen if they gave birth to queer children? Are they prepared for all of the nuances that God could use their womb for? Like things that straight folk do not consider. And yes, to Katie's point, it is absolutely disgusting, okay? Why would you want sloppy community dick seconds? I would never really understand it, but I do understand it because this is the level of privilege that men like Nick Cannon have under a patriarchy where women are going to be gawking at an opportunity to solidify the alimony and the child support checks that are going to be garnered whether Nick Cannon is in the damn picture or not. So the whole situation is a hot mess on top of him saying, I'm practically dying. Okay, you would think you would stop having damn children because aren't they going to need their fathers? Don't it take two? It took two to tangle. Probably going to take two to raise them too. And you want to have more under the guise that I could die within 6 months, a year, or sometime soon and leave all these babies to grow up without your leadership, without your love, without privilege at its all-time finest. Privilege. But Monday Night Raw with Nick, bit of a turn on.
Yeah, but I don't see an issue. As long as he's there and being a provider for his children is great. He can have an open and honest conversation with his children and be there for them. I don't see an issue. Now, if he was out there not providing and they were just wrestling them, chasing him down or put him on child support because he's just not a good provider, then that's an issue because you're adding on to the stereotype not being an absentee father. But obviously he's a great father because none of the baby mamas had anything negative to say about him. Not one came out and said he's a bad father.
Ask the children. It ain't for the baby mama to determine.
I'm just saying, and I do believe they all look happy. I don't see none of them came out and said, oh, it's such an issue. I do believe he share and he give them enough attention because again, God gave you that seed and he wanted you to be fruitful and multiply. So he didn't want you to hold on to it and keep it all compacted up to that ain't healthy. He wants you to release it. So he's just doing what God wants him to do, and that is release that seed and to be fruitful and multiply. So I don't see an issue with it. I don't. Now, if he wasn't there, it's an issue. But as long as he's there for his children, congratulations. He got the money, he got the resources, time.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't you know? I was about to say this. Don't you know that single parent households it's the destruction of the United States. So he's creating a lot of single moms.
But he's there for his. They're not doing it alone. What I'm saying is he's there. It's different types of family. You got the traditional family where it's just 2-parent household. Then you got the new ones that, hey, I'm a pumping in you, but I'm a you'll be there, and we're gonna have this great relationship. It can work. I've seen it happen. This is nothing uncommon.
Oh, Wiley.
Plenty of people that do it and living great, successful lives.
Wiley.
And he have the money and he have the resources to do it.
You're forgetting. Okay, but what about
you should want to share your seed.
But what about the part that I am expecting to die? He's not even expecting to be around to see these children become young adults and to like. So he plans on not being around one way or another. And secondly, you have rich kids who complaining about this very thing. My dad is a top CEO billionaire. Yes, we live in mansions and I go to private school and drive a BMW to school. But I have daddy issues and daddy fracture because I never see daddy. Guess what? Nick Cannon is able to take care of all them kids because he has multiple jobs. He has a podcast. He's on MTV. He has Wild and Out. He has no time to juggle between all these households and give a quality sense of himself away. And I want to just add some context to we are to multiply. That damn verse was given to the only 2 damn people in Eden. Okay? We are not This is not human extinction, okay? That
Why
only
we have all that seed though? We have a lot of seed.
and you use all that.
It's a lot of it.
And you know where you use
millions
that seed
of millions
at?
of
You know
it.
where do you use that seed at?
So what you supposed to just put it in storage?
Yes, you use that seed either under one roof with one woman, or
Who made that rule?
when the apocalypse
Who made
happens.
that rule? God
When the
has
apocalypse-
created plenty beautiful women out here. And men, it's not enough men. Men are outnumbered by women, okay? So, and you have a lot of seed. I don't believe God just wants you to sit on the sideline. He wants you to hit that. And he wants you to be a good provider. I don't think God created all these beautiful women for you to just sit on the sideline and don't hump them. Like, come on.
Okay, but which God you talking about? Because Christ definitely said, "Don't fornicate and don't commit
I
adultery."
understand
So which
that.
God you talking about?
I'm talking about your creator, whoever you,
Okay, well, most people's
whoever
creators
you
in this
believe
country
in.
are Christian.
But again, I question. I'm like, God, you make these beautiful women. I'm a successful man.
You
So
got an old
obviously,
nasty-
you're
you
going to
come
get
in with
all
old
this
nasty
attraction.
lust
It's
spirit.
kind of hard. It's kind of hard to stop not giving the seat when women are throwing themselves, and when you have the power and the resources. It's really, really hard. It's hard. And I look at it, I don't have an issue with it. Now, if he was out here not doing a good job, Conscious and Katie, and they was trashing him on there, he's the deadbeat, he ain't never in the home, then I could say, okay, he needs to slow down. But he's doing a great job, and he's a great provider.
It's not obvious.
I don't believe that you should have on a condom because it don't feel the same when it's raw. Let's just call it thing a thing. It don't feel the same. It don't feel the same when you put on all that type of rappers and rubber stuff. I don't like it. Listen, I like it raw because it feels better. It feels free. And it's
if you burning and feeling like you baking, you'll want to put a saran wrap on it.
But that's why
you know what? You talking about you feel free, and then 2 days later your ass gonna be going to the free clinic for your HIV and AIDS meds too.
This is why you take care of your health and get someone that is healthy. This is why it's PrEP. It is so many things that we have today. But again, raw is the best way to go, or be celibate. But when you're doing it, be real with me, ladies, because I've dealt with plenty women that say they don't want no condom. They like it raw. So let's not act like, let's keep it real. Raw will be better than the protection. It is what it is. It feels that it's a better connection. I don't like all that saran wrap and all that type of stuff. It's too. I like it. Just boom, boom, boom. Make it happen. That's what I like. And that's what I am in love with. Or I'm just not gonna do it.
So you mean to tell me you like it raw? You like to participate in Monday Night Raw?
Absolutely. Monday night, Tuesday night, Sunday night heat, whatever. I like it all the way. To me, I just never liked condoms. I just never like them. Now I'm not out here all willy-nilly, and this is why I have PrEP. This is why I, get an HIV test every 3 months to make sure that I'm good. But yeah, I think raw is the best way. You have all the seed, so I want to make sure my seed is everywhere. And you know what I'm saying? It's a good thing. He gave you a lot of it. He gave you a lot of seed.
Wow, you a wild man. I did not know you was wild like this, Wiley.
It's not about being wild. It's just me being honest. But again, if I have children, I want to make sure that I'm there. But if you don't have the resources like Nick Cannon, because there's plenty of mothers,
he don't have
a lot of children, and they don't have the financial means, and the government got to take care of them.
It's not about the money, Wiley.
That's a big part of it. It's not.
No, it's not. Do you know that there are healthy? Do you know that there are kids right now who have well-established lifestyles who would trade all that in for the time and the attention of their mother or their father? Nick Cannon don't have enough resources to be in 10 different households at one time while being a full-time working man. So no, it's not just about the money. Do you know what these politician kids and these popular kids and these kids of celebrities do?
An assumption that he's not there, Constance. You're making it seem like he's not there.
I know he's not there. I know he's not there because he's working and got several households at one
they
time.
Can all
You're not in a
on the weekend. He can be doing after he's done working. He could be going over there to visit them, taking them to school before he actually go to work. You don't know that, Conscious.
I'm gonna tell you how I know that.
If
I'm
he's
gonna tell you how I know that. Because if Nick was devoted to time, he would be having all those kids with one woman's womb. Where when he's off work, he can have all access to all of his kids at one given time. But instead, he's being a whore and he's trying.
There's nothing wrong with being that.
He's trying to fluff it up like, oh, I'm a man. This is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm supposed to die. So let me just screw and be nasty and screw.
You having just one womb gets boring. I'm gonna just be honest with you. It get a little boring with that when you have the power and the resource to get all type of wombs, different colors, different shapes, different textures. So if he see this, it's nothing wrong with him to do that, as long as he's gonna be there when the baby do come. And
so what is he raising his daughters to think, Wiley? Are he raised? What example is he setting for his sons?
Okay.
And what example is he setting for his daughters who are going to grow up knowing that their daddy was out there producing multiple children while they were in the womb? What is he teaching them about men? What is he teaching them is correct about men? Because the first man that all women fall in love with are their fathers. And I don't think that Nick Cannon is going to be able to produce healthy women who know who they are and know how to navigate the craziness of masculinity in this world with his behavior.
I believe that he will raise great, successful Black women, mixed race women, whomever he have, they're going to be great, right? Because again, he's a great citizen. He's not out there committing crime. He have different jobs. He creates so many different millionaires. People have opportunities off in the cannon, and I think he's a great father. Now, if anything come up next week that he's trash, and I'm like, oh no, you need to stop. You need to stop being there for your kids. But I do believe he's there for his children.
But don't you think this is the stereotypical image of the Black man spreading his seeds everywhere to
Black men ain't the only people that spread their seed. This go back to the ancient times when people have multiple wives. You do know it's cultures that people have multiple wives. Not
this ain't one of them.
But and then you have men that this ain't uncommon when a man just out there spreading it loose. This has been going on forever. You have people, grandmas got 15 kids, 16 kids,
and regrets it.
I mean, this has been going on forever. I think why we want to just blame Nick Cannon. This is a beautiful guy, and he have beautiful women. And they know what they're getting into. What about the women? They open their legs up.
Can I ask you a question,
what about the women? Why would you blame it for Nick? What about the women? Shouldn't they say, baby, no, I'm not going to rat your peen because you got babies by other women, so I'm not going to do it. But why are we blaming Nick here?
Can I ask you a question, Wiley?
Go ahead, Conscious.
You cape. I'm very surprised at your rhetoric tonight. You cape a lot for Black women, right? But here it is. You're saying that one Black woman is boring. Like, how are you going to reduce a woman to? And first of all, it's not a woman's job. It's not even a woman's job to hold a Black man's attention. For one, it's not her job to tap dance and the shoe shine and the boot lick just to hold the attention of a Black man. And how you know what the issue is? Nick Cannon don't even get to know and vet these women enough to discover if.
You don't know that, Conscious. They can have a whole conversation.
Yes, I do.
Never know. You don't know that. You don't know the vibe. It could be a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You can have a conversation. We do what we got to do. But me personally, if I had the power that he have, and I got the right now, I know, oh man, I'm bored with this one person. I want to do what most people. So just imagine if I had the money and the resources where you can get on a jet and go whatever all over.
You telling us that
the world
you would wild out if you had all the money, basically. Wiley would just be out of control.
I will be a little wild.
Give me the money, baby.
I'm gonna be a little wild.
Baby. Forget this Wiley, baby. I'm gonna be a little Wiley, baby. I'm a narcissistic sex addict Wiley, baby, because it's gonna be a home when Wiley get put on, baby.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be wild. I was reading 50 Cent book, and he said, wow, all the money to hear. He said he never thought that he would be in a room with all these different type of women. He never would imagine, but that was the money, that was the power. So yeah, I will be wild, and at least I'm honest about that. I have dreams of being wow when I get it, but I'm going to be a good father. I'm not going to be a trashy father because I understand from experience how it is not having a father. They are just completely absent. So I get it. So I'm going to make sure that I'm there. But would I be dipping and dabbing to make sure I put this seed and plant it and do it raw? Oh, absolutely. And don't make me feel shame about it because there's plenty women that like it raw. Katie, you don't talk to your girlfriends. Don't they like it raw? I mean... Oh,
yeah,
you a lot of Christians.
Some of them do, but I'm speaking from a woman who is a single woman. It's been single a few years now.
Okay.
With me, like if I do, and I'm not just around here, I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm celibate, but I haven't done nothing in a long time. So, if I do, they gotta wrap it up. Like I feel like I don't know you. I mean, all I know is you was on Nick Cannon Wild, and now you was on Nickelodeon. I wouldn't let him think this thing in me. I just can't.
I think Nick, and one thing that women like is his good looks because he's an attractive guy. But I also think he have great conversations too. He's very conscious. He know how to talk that talk, and women love conscious men that talk like
unconscious.
You know that you really can really talk. Even Dr. King had, okay, let's not go that deep, but let's be clear here.
Yeah.
Again, when I'm
keep that subscribe count private. Keep on.
Okay. Keep on. Well, listen, let's just say this. I just have my thoughts, and maybe I'm speaking as a man that just don't give a fuck, but I just know me. Now, maybe when I get 40 or 50, maybe I would change, or maybe I would get worse. I don't know. I'm just giving you my honest opinion.
Why are you scaring me?
When you have the conscious, when you have that power and that money, it's kind of hard just being with one woman. It's hard. It's very difficult. And
Barack Obama did it. Kanye
Barack
West
Obama did it. Kanye West, but look at Bill Gates. Look at all the women. Look at the men now that are going through getting divorced and all. It's kind of hard just being faithful to one woman. I'm just saying especially when you get the power and you have the resources, because you're going to get temptations every single day.
Well, if you would do your job and stay your ass home and not be flying to private islands with the boys on the shores of Hawaii and Jamaica, it won't be no damn cheating.
But you could go to the grocery store
everywhere you go. It wouldn't be no cheating.
Be there. It's hard. It's really difficult. Or it could be your girl's sister or something. It's a challenge.
It's not.
It is a challenge. Conscious listener. You can say what you want to say. It's not. But if you go to your hotel room and you see Nick Cannon butt naked on the bed, would you just walk away? No, you'll hop on that. You will hop on that.
Because unlike these women with high valued men, if I was with these high valued men, my job would be being right next to my nigga. Where we going to next?
You don't want to get married.
What's the next business meeting, baby? Where we vacationing? What we doing after work, honey? It ain't gonna be you ain't gonna have no time to be slipping and dipping. Okay, you ain't gonna have time to be Beyonce and be on the run, baby. We gonna be running right neck and neck, toe to toe together. That's how that's gonna go.
I'm gonna be right there.
Right there.
Okay. I didn't think we was gonna get this deep in this conversation, but
we get deep.
Not deep, but just really kind of like go in on Nick Cannon because he was dragged on social media, and I understand he gonna have more children. Best as long as he got breath in his body, as long as that peen is working, he's gonna continue to put it to work, and I'm not gonna be shocked because DMX, how many kids DMX had? He had about 10 kids.
Yeah.
What happened to him? It shriveled his ass up in the end.
It did. But he had a lot. Okay.
Yeah. You don't always have to release it. You can use it. You can use it, but take it and push it towards energy, and you moving out here maneuvering in the world. You don't have to always
many different places where I say, "Oh, I'm gonna pull out." You say that, but it could be so good. You be in it. You're not even thinking about that, so I understand. I get it, and I pray that I don't have a lot of children because it take a lot of resources to take care of them.
Pray to not have you fully in control. of how many
I'm
children
gonna pray.
you're gonna pray like it's outside of your power. Like I hope I don't you be.
I'm sorry that I don't have one because I don't. It take a lot of time. It take a lot of resources to
You
have.
got an old messy penis, Wiley. You got your penis need therapy. You got a petty penis.
It's really hard. It's really hard. But, hey, I'm just telling y'all, it's just that way. But I will tell you this though, whatever y'all say about Nick Cannon, the man is getting to a bag. We can't say that. He's getting to a bag. And I just, like you said, Nick, sorry, I'm about to call you Nick Cannon conscious, that I hope that he's there emotionally with his children. I really hope so. So we should email him and try to get him on the show and have that conversation.
Yes.
You should definitely do that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's get into this. Trick Daddy and Beyonce. So Trick Daddy got on social media. I think he was at his radio show that he do with Trina, and pretty much said Beyonce's not talented. She can't sing. Jay-Z is not a great rapper, and all it is. And he was just really going in. So then he was saying Beyonce is not a 10. She ain't got no records that make you want to fall in love. So he's just going in. So the Beehive went to Trick Daddy restaurant and they kept leaving nasty comments. Say he got roaches, the food sucked.
Right.
And they put the bees all there, right? It dropped down to maybe a 2.1 in the ratings on his restaurant. And yet he continued to trash Beyonce. Trina came out and she posted that Beyonce is the queen, to save face. But Trick Daddy have been on a campaign speaking against Beyonce. I want to bring this to you, Conscious. What do you have to say about that? What make Trick Daddy say all this stuff? Is it the drugs? Is it the boredom? What is it?
First of all, shout out to the Beehive for doing y'all job. Shout out. I'll be cash apping y'all soon. Secondly, Trick Daddy looks like a whole damn spare tire in the face. So I'm just surprised that this is coming from a man who needs to be on Love and Hip Hop, doing all or nothing to stay relevant. So was this Trick Daddy's desperate attempt to get into the algorithms once again? Because nobody is checking for that unseasoned ass chicken. Nobody is checking for them raggedy ass gas stoves that he have them cooks in the back grilling all that so-called soul food on top of. Okay, ain't Trick Daddy just had to deal with somebody running their damn car through the front part of his restaurant last year? Wasn't that the tea? And I believe that the caption I saw was, Beyonce do not have vocals like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston. You know what? It may be damn true that Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston both use their upper register illegally. They cheat when they sing, okay? Mariah Carey ass can't even be compared to nobody vocally because this hoe can communicate with dolphins and squids and shit just with her damn vocal capacity. But while Beyonce might not be able to sing or sing, as Trick Daddy said, like Mariah and Whitney, them hoes can't perform like Beyonce either. Neither can they keep a relationship together like Miss Beyonce can. Neither can they keep a household stable. Neither can they recover from bad times in relationships. Did Whitney keep Bobby? And is Mariah still with Nick? So if we're going to get comparably speaking here, okay, Beyonce might not can't do some of the things, but that's okay because Whitney and Mariah can't do what Beyonce do either. I'm sick of competing. Like, why you got to put artists together? Everybody is talented within their God-given capacity. So let Beyonce be great where she's great. She obviously didn't need to be Mariah in order to be one of the highest paid female performers of all given time, who, might I add, had Michael Jackson hand over to her the Vanguard Award, okay? Like, Beyonce's career speaks for itself. She needed to be Beyonce Knows, not Beyonce Carey and not Beyonce Houston. So, Trick Daddy, find you some employees and some damn insurance for that damn restaurant before you get blown to smithereens by Beehive Nation.
Go ahead, Katie.
Yes. For one thing, I feel where Conscious coming from, as far as Trick Daddy looks. But I have to say this. There was just a man using his voice and giving his opinion. So like he probably feel like she can't sing. I think as well as she performs, she makes up for not hitting those super duper high notes. She sings within the range where, you know, she's comfortable and her music sounds good. But like Conscious just said, most of the time people are comparing you to the next thing and they're comparing you to this and to that. And they feel like it can only be one queen and it can only be one this or that. But everyone, they're different in their talent. Everyone brings something different to the table. And when we have a world where you feel like everybody should be on this same level as the next big person, it's not going to happen. Because think about what kind of world we'll be in if every singer sound the same. If every rapper, we almost into that kind of world almost, where people are being pushed to be like that next person. You know, go for having your own style. Beyonce found what's good for her. She's an awesome performer. Can't nobody outperform B. Can't nobody outperform her. Like, yeah, she is the bomb in performance. And that, I think, you know, that makes up for her not being able to hit the high notes. But at the same time, going after somebody's restaurant because they said their opinion on how they feel somebody don't sound, I think is really uncalled for. You know, you went after this man's business. This is a Black-owned business, people. Come on. Let's not go against each other in that way. This whole cancel culture has created those actions right there, where you got the people who are avid fans and they go after people who have their own opinion about a certain person. And I just think those separate little opinions that people have, sometimes it may come off as if they're hating. Sometimes it could be harsh, constructive criticism. In the long run, sometimes it can make a person become a better person.
And I want to say this, you know, Trick Daddy gave his opinion. I just disagree with him on that. His restaurant, I heard, is good food, right? They said it'd be a line wrapped around the corner. So obviously somebody liked the food that he got, you know, and
people on EBT.
But I will say this though, Whitney Houston is a better singer than Beyonce. But when it comes to performance, Beyonce is the better performer because Wendy did not dance. She didn't do no choreography. She just was a beautiful singer. That's just my humble opinion. Her version of the Star Spangled Banner in the Super Bowl is still the best than Beyonce version, right? Wendy Houston's still up there. I Will Always Love You. I mean, I want to dance with somebody. It's just like Wendy just had that voice.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think
I understand that, but when I'm saying
say my name.
I think Whitney is just, her music just resonated. She's just better than Beyonce when it comes to vocally. Now, when it comes to performing, Beyonce is the one that when I go to a show, homegirl is really going to put on a show. So I give her that. She's just not going to stand up there with a mic. But vocally, if I want to hear some vocal, I have to see Whitney Houston, you know, God rest her soul. She could do it. And the old Mariah Carey back in the day, not this new Mariah, but I'm talking about in the 90s Mariah, definitely is a powerhouse that can hit the notes that Beyonce can only dream of hitting. But again, you have to understand her fans, right? I have to understand this with the Barbs. If you criticize their queen, they're going to let you have it. They're not going to try to hear it. They're not going to try to have a conversation. They're going to be putting bees all in the comments. They're going to be dragging you on social media. I get it. But maybe Trick Daddy want that to go viral because he have a show that he's going to be doing and he was just promoting that on Instagram. So obviously he did this to push his name into the forefront. I think he's a little jealous of Trina for getting that publicity with the verses. And I just think today he was like, okay, let me troll Beyonce, knowing that I'm going to get some major pushback, but my name is going to be ringing. When the last time we talked about a Trick Daddy on YouTube?
Never.
When the last time you have never heard that? So obviously he's doing this because he went on a whole nother Black network. It's a new show. Like I think it's Black News Network or something like that. He was talking with him. And he was just criticizing Beyonce again. So he's going on this tour and they're just constantly talking about him and driving the traffic to whatever he's trying to sell. Maybe he's about to come out with an album because he kept coming at Jay-Z with the music, talking about he ain't really the best. So obviously it's something. But the Beehives, they do a good job driving them and pushing the narrative. So whatever he about to drop a project, a reality show, something. Because I don't think he just would have just woke up unless he just on some crack and just said, listen, I'm just about to drag. But you're putting Trina in a bad spot. Because now people looking at, okay, where your headspace at? Y'all supposed to be cool. Like, is she gonna correct him? Because she posted on social media, but when I listened to the radio show, she didn't correct Trick Daddy and Kate. Like, you need to apologize to Beyonce. So that's putting her in a bad spot as well. Because you're connected with Trick Daddy and he's dissing Beyonce, and he's doing it very publicly. I don't know if the radio stations say do that so we could drive up the ratings, but whatever it is, because Trina did something too. I remember when she started criticizing people with the looning and all of that, and they dragged her. Y'all remember that? And they dragged her for filth. But I think they're doing it. Trick Daddy is doing it because he about to drop something. I'm looking at you, Trick, baby. I see you. Whatever you about to drop, and people are gonna go and listen to it just because he criticized Beyonce.
Yep.
But Beyonce, let's be clear, she tell her fans don't do it, but they're gonna do it anyhow. Because I remember one time her publicist had to release a statement. Because you remember the owner of a basketball team was sitting down with Jay-Z and asked Jay-Z a question, and they said, "Oh, she flirted with Jay-Z," so they harassed this white woman. She was crying. She had to delete her. You remember that? She had to delete her Instagram. And Beyonce had to come, her publicist had to come out and say, if you really love her, y'all want to do it because they do the harassment. But this is the thing, Beyonce fans. When she released a project, why doesn't it go to #1 on the billboards? When was the last time Beyonce had a record that was #1 on Hot 100? When the last time she had a #1 album? But the way how y'all harass people that's critical, are y'all going to buy her stuff so it could be #1 and break records? Because obviously she haven't had a #1 in over a decade. But you would not notice that when you criticize Beyonce, they're coming and post because it's free to just post some bees. But are you really a fan? Because if you ain't purchasing her music and consuming her music, make sure she go to #1, like the Megans and the Cardis, sit down somewhere. Ain't nobody got time for that. And you can save your bees because you're not a real fan. You are a fraud.
Wiley, I hope that you are prepared for the Beehive to criticize.
Well, it's just the truth. When Beyonce had a #1 hit?
I just hope that you are prepared for the Beehive.
You better stop, Wiley.
When the last time she had a #1 hit? When the last time she had a #1 hit?
Who has Wiley? But you're missing some points here when talking about Beyonce. Beyonce might not necessarily break charts. The woman sells out arenas.
So we understand that. Why can't she sell records?
If you know anything, Wiley, about music, especially from artists who are seasoned, they tend to end up making more money off of shows and concerts and performances. The whole thrill of an actual song dwindles when an artist has aged. Beyonce has put in the work to be an artist who doesn't have to depend on her song, because guess what? A #1, you don't have to have a #1 to get a Grammy. Beyonce has about 20 of them lovers. She done broke records, okay? She don't need to necessarily be in a #1 spot. And once again, her tours is where her fans are. They not only put in the money, that's the easy part, to buy somebody's 99-cent record. They take the time to buy tickets, go to shows, show their physical love and dedication and support to the Beyonce, okay? I'm not taking criticism from Trick Daddy when it's $1 billion on Jay-Z and Beyonce's elevator, and Trick Daddy got a credit score too. Okay, there's not even no comparison, and that's not even talking about his digs on Jay-Z. Jay-Z owns half the damn NFL. He owns or did own all of Tidal. Okay, this man is a whole mogul. Rock Nation, Rockefeller. This man is a whole enterprise. What is Trick Daddy other than?
Well, he do have a restaurant.
Other than the owner of a delisted,
he have a restaurant.
A delisted owner of a soul food restaurant in Miami that's about to go out of business after FDA come up in there and investigate their ass.
And my thing is this: I agree with what you're saying because they do go to her concerts. It sells very well, but I'm I question that because I'm like, why can't y'all also purchase a 99-cent song so she could be number one? I'm just saying. That's just how I look at
They
it.
want to see her perform it live.
I just look at
they
that.
want to go to the
But
show.
again, when it comes to Beyonce and when it comes to all of that, I purchase her music because Love on Top is one of my favorite songs. Like the 4th album is just something special. School and Life, I think, was one of my favorite songs too. So I love Beyonce. And when she did that movie, oh my gosh, what was the movie? Fighting Temptations. That's one of my favorite movies seeing her in because that was her element. She's not the best actress, right? She couldn't really cut in acting, but she did really good in Fighting Temptation. So that's one of my favorite movies of her. But we shouldn't try to counsel somebody because they're critical of it, because she will get some criticism. It's going to happen. Because allegedly they said she used to steal people's stuff. They said she would go to these different concerts, steal a different style, and then do it. And then they would say she's not really a writer, that she would just put her name on there. She didn't really write the record. So it's a lot. She can't. We can't talk about some stuff that Beyonce have been doing in this business, but I'm not gonna have that the type of spirit. We just keep it on Trick Daddy. But again, Trick Daddy, he's doing this so y'all can talk about him because obviously he got something about to drop, and I honestly see that. And I hope that he's healthy. I hope he's not back on the drugs, because I just hope he's not. And I just really want to see how this is going to play out in the next couple of weeks, or what's about to drop in these next couple of weeks, and I'm here for it.
Yes, I want to see. He better have a good album.
He better have a good album. Oh, y'all talk about Trick Daddy, and Trick Daddy have never been attractive guy to me.
When he was younger, he was fine.
He was good back in the day. Okay.
Chocolate. Yes, he was fine. And then you look at him now, you were like, what happened? Oh my goodness.
But again, we want to say to the Beehive, you know what I'm saying? Y'all do what y'all have to do, but because they dragged this restaurant, I'm like, oh my God, I'm laughing. But again, Beyonce is not going to say anything. That's one thing I like about Beyonce, and I wish more celebrities was like her. She don't get in the mess. She does not get in the mess. When her name is being dragged, she is. I know she watch it, but she's not going to.
Revenge is her paper.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because this only gonna be news maybe for a couple of days, and then ain't nobody gonna talk about it again. Because Beyonce don't play into the noise. Beyonce will continue to do what she's doing. She got some new music they're gonna drop, pretty soon. She said.
What is she better doing for the culture? Beyonce produced a whole project.
That was
in
good.
Reference to Africa.
It didn't really sell that well either.
Once again, broke records, won awards.
It didn't sell that well. That new album didn't really sell that well, Conscious. You do know that. That record, that album that she did about Africa.
But I ain't talking about the sales. But
okay.
It
didn't really sell that well.
The like what you call it, the musical criticism for the project was high, and of course a record like a project like that was going to be selling because it was too woke. Beyonce is actually putting up representation for dark-skinned Black women. Why
did her fans didn't buy it? Because the way that they come at that Trick Daddy, they should have been bombarding the internet and just purchasing it. I don't understand it. That's one thing that I like about Nicki Minaj fans. Despite what you want to say about, they're backwards because they would buy her music, but when homegirl have a concert, they ain't going. She got to cancel some dates. But they will spend 99 cents or $1.29 to make sure she go number one or in the top 10. But when she drop a concert, they don't go. So they're the flip side of Beyonce fans, because Beyonce fans will pay $300-$400 for a ticket.
Oh yeah.
But when her album come out, I ain't bad now. I don't like it.
But you gotta let the stakes be higher. Beyonce does woke stuff at
I understand she does woke stuff, but her people say we ain't bad at it. We ain't bad at woke stuff.
But that don't take away.
We're not buying that.
Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm sure that you have music in your playlist that you love that did not sell by artists who are not popular, right? And that music means everything to you. One of the issues that we have with award shows is that it's not even a sufficient critique and value system of artists and artistry itself. So I'm not even into this whole like, oh, an artist is valuable because they won a Grammy. This is why Nicki Minaj been losing her mind over 10 years because a Grammy, give me a Grammy. Like she's selling herself short over an idea created by white folk about their value system over melanated music. And it's stupid. And so we got to protect this queen named Beyonce, who is now for the people. To hell with these superficial ways of marginalizing these artists or judging these artists, and appreciate Beyonce for breaking the mold, because she could be out here selling out, tap dancing to pop music and shoe shining to country shit and assimilating just for the bag instead of actually trying to consider brown skinned girls, Black boys, trying to stand up for police brutality. She put her whole career on the line by sitting there doing a whole Super Bowl performance in allegiance to the Black Panthers. When was the last time Trick Daddy put anything on the line instead of the line of coke under his damn nose? Which was the last damn thing that Trick Papa put on the damn line? Not nothing. He ain't even in the credits. He can't be Trick. I can't. Look, it's so incomparable. I can't even deal with Trick Daddy throwing some damn dibs at the king and the queen.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming on the show. Another episode of Two Man and a Lady. I want to give a special shout out to Beyonce. I think she's an incredible artist, and she will go down in history as one of the best to ever do it. So we want to give her credit on that. And shout out to the opportunities that she created for other Black artists that coming through the ranks. You know, Chloe and Halle, she signed to her to Beyonce label, so they're doing incredible things. So she's doing great. Let's do our closing remarks. Go. Let's start with you, Katie. Talk one-on-one.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me on.
Yes.
And I hope we can keep it going. I
Yes.
you guys make sure you go over there and hit me up. I actually have a video that I'm in the working on. It's coming out another few days, but it's going to be about, the moves that subscribers make around YouTube and other social media platforms and the stuff that followers have all amped up with the mess that they got going on. So I'm going to make a whole video about that. So I hope you guys go over there and hit me up at Katie Talk 101. And I most definitely will be coming with another one.
Thank you. I can't wait. Let's start with you, Conscious. How you doing? I mean, tell us about your projects coming up, because you have a live that's scheduled today too. So tell us about it.
I have a live that's scheduled. You guys know that one major successful blogger is suing a very insignificant broke blogger. So we're going to get into some things there. Oh, yes. I'm not going to do a shameless plug about some other opportunities because it's kind of a conflict of interest. We be on one panel promoting other panels, but we out here in these streets, okay? We out here in the streets. We making waves. We making noise. We're doing things. We got major folk looking at the platform, from Miss Iyanla to Kwame to the whole nine, okay? So we in here, Conscious Crew, and this was a great show. Nick Cannon, keep your penis in your pants. Trick Daddy, cook that chicken well and shut the hell up. And till next week.
All right. Thank you all so very much. You all can follow me on Instagram at Wiley Show, Twitter at Wiley Show. And also you can subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back next week for Two Man and a Lady. I want to thank you. We got an intro coming. We have a logo that's going to come in as well with the branding. So it's really, really great. And so if you want to be a sponsor on our show, email us at wileyshow@gmail.com. This would be really great. And so we want to thank y'all again so much, Conscious TV. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel and also subscribe to Katie Talk 101.
Amen.
Y'all have a good one. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Okay, this was really fun tonight. It was really